Hello, everyone. This is Yonks with REtoken, the real estate DAO, and we are in the middle of implementing Coordinape. It is a tool for DAOs to reward the contributors. And it's been a great process. And this is something that we don't have a lot of detail planned for you all tonight. This is kind of like making sure that everybody feels comfortable and confident with this tool, because we really believe that this will be a tool that will provide the scalability to allow for the community growth that we really believe is possible in 2022 and beyond. So that being said, let's just actually hop right in over here. I've got the agenda, but I don't really have any agenda. This is we've had multiple Coordinape conversations going on, and let's just hop right in. So we have 5 different circles that we're deploying or implementing Coordinape with. We've got the dev team, ambassadors, content, core relaunch team, and the new platform team. So I'm personally participating in all of the Coordinape circles. And one of the things that I'm working on getting a better habit myself, and like just here, I click on my little profile, I go to my profile, and then I can scroll down here. So you can see I've only got an epic statement for 2 out of the different circles that I'm participating in. So let's actually just go take a look right now at the REtoken DAO ambassadors. So let me click on my little profile up here in the upper left corner and go to ambassadors. And up here at allocate, what I'm talking about as far as the epic statement. So what have you been working on this epic? So created an intro onboarding initial workflow to create a higher touch onboarding experience for people when joining REtoken DAO. So, and this is one of the things that hopefully people will get better at. And like one of the things that I would encourage people to do as you're doing work throughout the week, contributing to various activities within the DAO, and this is an ongoing work in progress, but come in here and add or update your epic statement. So that's all that I'm going to put right now, because I don't want to go into depth on this, and I'm going to save epic settings. So this is kind of a, I'm going to switch over here, go back to my profile to kind of show you what I'm talking about here. For the epic statement that I've got, you can see where I've added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different items to my epic statement. And I kind of use some little emoji formatting to make it easier to read for everybody. So after you go, again, you input your epic statement, continue with current settings, and this is where you can allocate your gives. So right now we have budgeted everybody 100 gives to allocate. So one of the things that I wanted to do, we've got Double D on the team here, or on the Zoom, and I actually just wanted to go real quick, everybody that we've got, I'm going to just go around the list as far as naming everybody that's on the live stream here tonight. So we've got Mrs. Yonks, Double D, Julie, Dax, Amy, and Crush. Thanks all for hanging out here. And again, this is more of a very casual conversation. I'm just wanting to do a very quick recap here. And one of the things that I wanted to do, and this is one of the things that I spoke a little bit about, was I was thanking Double D for his Season's Greetings banner that he contributed. We didn't have an active bounty. He just took the initiative to create this. And this was something that we love. We're going to create a bounty for him, and I'm going to send him a little, I'm going to allocate some gives on Coordinape right now. I'm going to switch to the content team real quick. And I don't even know if I think I do have an epic statement in here. Yeah, this is something that I put in before we went live, hosted the REtoken relaunch AMA. I'd highly encourage everybody to watch that. There was some great content in there as far as what all of this is talking about here, the REtoken relaunch. So anyway, what I was going to do here was I was going to allocate double D some gives here. And I'm gonna, well, I don't know if I can actually allocate any gives because I don't think that double D went through this process himself. So I'm going to actually admin you in here, double D, because what happens is we have this configured automatically if people don't allocate gives for the previous week. Now, this is something that I said that we're not going to do, but since you took the initiative to be here tonight, I'm going to go ahead and opt you in so that I can allocate some gives because I want to give some allocations here for you having the initiative from the content team standpoint, because we love adding a little additional seasonal flair to our social media stuff. So let me put in here, let me actually refresh this. I'm going to change the circle over here to ambassadors, switch it back to click on some stuff. Sometimes it doesn't update. I'll come back to the map. This is one of the fun things about Coordinape. So let me go back here to the content team and allocate gives and see if it's got him opted in. So it does. So see where the opt-in is gone. And I'm going to say 10 gives. Thank you, Double D, for creating our season's greetings banner. It will be a great addition to our social media, etc., for this holiday season. And this is one of the things that I'm really excited about, where we can be intentional about thanking other people within our community. And I'm gonna do another one here real quick. Amy had an amazing idea. Well, and see, this is Amy got opted out too. So I'm not going to go through that process right now. I wanted to thank Amy for her recommendation on the content piece. That I think that will be a valuable piece of content. So let's go take a look. We were talking about the content team. Let's go take a look at the dev team. And this is one of the things that I was wanting to show with the map. We don't have too many allocations here, so let me go to one where we've got a few more. Let's take a look at what we've got on the ambassadors team. So right now, and this is something that I would encourage you to start clicking on as far as like, and let me refresh this here real quick. Okay, so like when you click on somebody's profile picture here, you can see kind of how the flows are going right now as far as who's given to who. And there's not been a whole lot of allocations yet. We're the middle of the week, and this is something that we're still learning and getting better at ourselves. But I wanted to go on mute and open it up to any questions that anybody may have as far as this entire process. So I'm going to go ahead and go on mute and let you all chime in some thoughts here.
I really like the whole opportunity to give each other stuff. I like the epic statements. I think the big thing is we need to be more upfront about what we're already rewarding extra retoken for, so that people know who's already getting rewarded if they want to reward them on top of that. But I just don't want people to think that people are doing a lot of work they're not getting rewarded for. So this is a cool way to give people extra rewards, and I want to make sure that everybody is getting rewarded. So make sure you're filling out your epic statements, and if you're not sure what to put in, connect with Yonks or me offline. We can help you with that.
Yeah, and what Tyler was saying is that this is in addition. To clarify, we have no plans or intentions right now of making any changes to how that we have been rewarding REtoken. And the rewards or the REtoken tokenomics or whatever that you want to call that, it's an ongoing work in progress. And one of the things too, like we have this open poll right now, and this is something that I just spoke about during the community call that we just wound up over here, was the Coordinape And this this thread over here in the voting proposals, because when we were first talking about implementing Coordinape, I was like talking 250 or 500 retoken. And as you can see, this particular poll just ended. I think we had this closing right at the conclusion of the community call. And this is one of the things that I'm planning on doing an airdrop for our first 2 rounds. We are in week 51 of 2021, and this is our 3rd round. So this is round 1. Our first round of Coordinape, our second round of Coordinape just concluded last week, and this is our 3rd round. So we're in round 1-3, and we're only doing 4 rounds on this initial round. And this is one of the things that we're going to have some conversation about, I'm sure, at our upcoming core team call on January the 2nd, as far as what we want our second round of Coordinape to look like. So I'm seeing, let's see, I'm seeing a little bit of stuff coming in here. I'm going to go take a look at the Discord as far as the live stream stuff. And let's see here. Let's see, we have to fill our description. And this is one of the things that Ernest has been doing a great job as far as on his Coordinape epic statements. So let's take a look here on the content team, allocating the give. Let's see who has filled out an epic statement. So wanted to highlight Ernest. Ernest has experience using Coordinape in other organizations. So here's Ernest's epic statement, and hopefully you don't mind me calling you out here on the live stream. Love the engagement that you've been providing. I have been helping very little, but observing quite a bit. Really have to internalize and know what is going on to be able to contribute. Sloth and slow solutions are my favorite. So to be clear, Ernest, you've been contributing an immense amount. The conversations that you've been making is absolutely engaging, and I love your thoughts and all of the value that you bring to all of the contributions, whether it's on our live streams or whatnot. So this would be a good opportunity. I'm going to actually allocate. I'm going to do this. I love the contributions, and I'm going to say thank you, Ernest, for all the thoughtful conversations that you bring throughout our entire community. Huge thanks. So again, thanks, Ernest. Your contributions are absolutely noticed. So thank you. All right, and I see another comment from Ernest. This is my opportunity to tell folks what I've been doing. I like the description things. Sometimes I can see things going on, but I don't know who is doing the work. And this is one of the things too, like during REtoken relaunch month, this is where we're really defining some of the work, like, and this is one of the things that I'm most excited about, is to really, this is a platform where we can be thoughtful, like how am I contributing to the DAO? And then that's where you, on your epic statement over here, my epic, you can feel free, like, and as you do something, feel free to add another bullet point to this conversation, because the better that we do at updating our epic statement, and we're still a really small community, and this will become increasingly important as we start to scale up so that we can, you know, be cognizant of what everybody's doing and give the opportunity. And sometimes there's a lot of people that are making contributions that may not be noticed. So this is one of the things that us as leaders can also be thoughtful about, as far as providing some encouragement, or, you know, whatever, as far as helping guide people as far as like what they could put on their epic statements. And then allocating the gives is where we can be intentional about thanking everybody for all that they do. And this is one of the things, and I think you could probably speak a little bit better, because I haven't actually used this myself on a mobile, but if you wanted Tyler to talk a little bit about that from your experience using it on a mobile.
It's pretty easy and clean. So if you're, I'm one of these people who I don't know why I just don't use apps. I pretty much use everything that has a browser in a browser, Facebook, everything. I don't use apps. I just use browsers. So this has been one of the good ones. It's fairly easy to use. There are some things that are a little bit easier on desktop, but yeah, the mobile experience, as far as mobile experience goes, really isn't bad. So if you are doing this, then yeah, it's if you're somebody who's mostly on your mobile and not always in front of a laptop, then it's a decent experience.
So does anybody else have any questions as far as like, because the most important thing is to allocate your gives, like that's kind of like, look at that as kind of like your one of the jobs that you've got here, especially during this initial implementation where we're still working on defining some roles and responsibilities as far as who's going to be doing what. And this is, again, you know, we're getting this team captain concept. People are starting to feel more like leaders in the various teams that they're leading. So all of this is very new. And this is one of the things that I'm expecting, like team captains in future rounds, to be more intentional about, as far as making sure that people are feeling comfortable with this whole process. And then, like, one of the other things that looking at doing is, like, right now on the admin piece, like you can see everybody right now has 100 gives to allocate. So this is one of the things that we're talking about, having a graduation for round one, is the people that participated actively here in round one. We're going to reward those people with more gives because we know that they know how to use the system. And that's one of the things, my understanding in conversations with other DAOs that are further down the road, is something that they do there, because it is a little bit of a learning curve. This is unlike most concepts that anybody's ever seen before. So the opportunity to, again, provide through having more gives to allocate for the people that are familiar with that. So that's something that we'll be talking again about at the core team call on January the 2nd here to kick off the new year. I don't know if I mean, everybody's this is your opportunity. I mean, we've got 7 people on the live stream here. This is your opportunity. If you have any questions as far as how to use this tool, this is your time. Like I said, I don't really have a whole lot of agenda. We've had quite a few of these implementing Coordinape conversations. This will be the last opportunity. The epic closes Sunday. Well, technically it's and let's take a look. Technically it's 10 a.m. UTC on December the 27th, which is 4 a.m. Sunday night, Monday morning. So you've got all day for those that procrastinate. And this is one of the things that I would encourage you to get better at, that I still haven't gotten better at myself. Because one of the things that happens, so like Teresa here, Teresa made some allocations today, and that showed up this bot. And this is something, Tyler, make sure that you ping me here after the closure of this, because I haven't implemented this in the new platform team yet. So as you can see, there's not that Coordinape update that came in here. So that's something that I need to put in place over here. But this is something that I would encourage everybody to get in the habit of. Just go in and do a couple allocations maybe before that Coordinape bot, because the opportunity to see who's actively engaged in that manner. Like, again, kudos to Teresa for making some allocations on the ambassadors team. And then looking at the content team, Teresa also made some there. That was the only person. Core team, Teresa made some there. And Blur's Day made some to the dev team. So thank you everybody that made some allocations here. And this is something that I'm working to develop better habit patterns myself, so that whenever this update comes around, people can say, hey, Yonks made a new allocation today. Yonks is on top of things or whatever.
Hey, babe, just have to chime in here. Ernest says, I like to know what his procrastination window is. True story. Last week we had another epic that was ending. Also, so 10 a.m. UTC is 4 a.m. Eastern if you're in the US. And the Jason jumps up. It's 3:38 in the morning. He's like, oh my God, I forgot to do my allocations. Runs from the second floor down to the basement where the computer is and makes all his allocations. So this is he's like, this is commitment. We got to get your gives. Got to thank everybody. So that's how we roll around here.
Yeah, and that'll be a story that we'll probably tell better later when the value of that becomes more apparent. So the key times are 4 a.m. or not, well, 4 a.m. on Monday morning that's when the epic closes, but 4 p.m. Eastern time daily is when the Coordinape bot does its thing. So if you've made any allocations within the previous 24 hours, then you'll see this where you can say a user that made a new allocation today. And that's just something that they have as far as providing some updates to just make a nice little update here to keep everybody informed on the things. So yes, hello DAO, welcome to our live stream. So this is our Coordinape.
Hey babe, DAO is double D.
Oh, okay, awesome. Thanks for bringing that up to speed. So love. Thank you for chiming in on the YouTube, DAO, double D. So questions. I mean, I again don't have a lot of agenda. This is for you all to ask here to make sure that you're comfortable with this process. And double D.
One other thing, guys, if you are in here, Jason, leave that open where you are right there for a minute. Under REtoken, no, go back there, go back to where you were. Click that, just leave that there for a minute. This is the circles that you're in. So under REtoken, Jason's a member of every team. If you're not on the teams that you want to be, or if you're on a team that you don't want to be on, then just let us know. We're trying to keep these as close as possible to only have people that actively want to participate on the team. So let me know. I think people said, how do I allocate for something? I don't even see that team. It's because we didn't know that they want to be part of it and they weren't part of that circle. So it's really important if you're dev content, core, a new platform, if you are or are not on a team that you want to be on, you need to let us know right away so we can make sure that we get you added. Otherwise, you won't be able to participate. You'll miss that epic.
Yeah, and to echo that, we do have the settings configured where it auto opts out, and that was something that spoke a little bit about earlier when Double D didn't get the allocations in here. So if you've got any questions or need any help on this, anybody, reach out to Mrs. Yonks or myself. We absolutely want to make sure that everybody is comfortable and confident with this tool. That's one of the reasons that we've and with this short week, like taking a look at the calendar last week, I mean, we had and last week we had this same time window, and then we also had an end of the week sync, same the week before. Why I can't remember if we had, no, this was actually something that we implemented because we wanted to do the midweek sync because we wanted to kind of sync up here so that everybody's not waiting until the last minute. So that's one of the reasons that we put this midweek sync on the calendar last week. We also have the end of the week sync, but now we're in this week where we've got Sunday is actually my birthday. We've got Christmas on Saturday. And as you can see here, we don't have any planned activities right now for the remainder of the week since this is a holiday week. And taking a look at the calendar for next week, I'm not sure if we'll do a mid-week sync here yet. That's still a question mark. And we'll decide that here later. But we've got an end of the week sync. The thoughts are, and especially with the lack of questions that we have here, thinking that this midweek sync that we've had in like last week and here tonight, that it probably won't be necessary. And again, this is our first round of Coordinape, which is 4 weeks. And there was some talks about maybe making it every other week, so bi-weekly. I'm more of a fan with the schedule that we have here going on of making it weekly, but we'll have those conversations over here on our core team call on January the 2nd, because that will come to a conclusion when at 4 a.m. Sunday night, Monday morning, that will end our first round, which is 4 weeks of this initial Coordinape implementation.
One of the challenges with 2 weeks, which are at some of our other DAOs around 2-week rotations, is if people are not diligent about allocating gives throughout the cycle, what ends up happening is the people who are really active, like 2 or 3 days before the end of the epoch, end up with all the rewards. So if you're doing something at the beginning of a cycle, people don't always pay attention or they forget or whatever. When we're doing stuff throughout a week, pretty easy to keep track of who's showing up and who's not, giving out rewards. So that's the other reason why we like weekly, is it just gets more accurate. We want to make sure that you don't do a whole bunch of stuff Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then the end of 2 weeks later, nobody remembers that was this epic, and then you don't get rewards. We don't want anybody to not get rewards they deserve.
This is one that concluded here. This was our third epic on the ambassadors team. So the 2 circles that we've got the longest running time with are the core team and the ambassadors team. And this is something on the map window. I'd encourage everybody to play around here with this as far as these. Let me go to the core relaunch team. And I'm going to change it over here to last week's. And this is really cool. I mean, you can click on different people and you can kind of see the flows. Like green is inbound, the orange is outbound, and you can see how people are allocating. And this provides some interesting information on things. So I'd encourage everybody to play around here. This is a very fun tool as far as showing who's allocating, and it's very, very transparent and fun. So
hey guys, we've got just under 20 minutes to go. We've got several snapshot proposals that are ending tonight here in 20 minutes. So let's go ahead and wrap this up, so everybody who wants to vote can vote. And if you, again, we're always available for any questions or whatever comes up, but get your gives in, get your epic statements updated, and make sure you're in the circles that you want, and then go over to snapshot and make sure that you are in the REtoken snapshot, and make sure that you're voting on proposals, because we have a lot of people that hold REtoken. We've got, I think it's 52 people that hold REtoken, and was it 12 of them vote or something like that? I don't remember what it was. It's really low. So we just want to make sure that and if you hold REtoken, which I think is everybody on this call, then you're entitled to vote. So exercise your right to vote. You have it. So that's what we want you to do.
yes, and Ernest, you will be included on the airdrop. This is something that I didn't even speak to tonight, but I am planning an airdrop probably at 10 or 11 Eastern time to do the community members of the week and the first 2 epics. So the first round of Coordinape was the ambassadors and the core team, and then the second round we added the content team and the dev team, and then in our third round we added the new platform team. So I'm planning on doing the airdrop for the community members, including you, Ernest, for new community member of the week with Julie. So thank you again for all that you do. And so the community members of the week, and then also the first 2 epics of Coordinape, going to be doing that airdrop here later tonight. So more people will have some more REtoken to vote with. There's going to be a lot of proposals coming down the way, but I'm going to go on mute here. And I brought up the boardroom dashboard because, to Tyler's point, we've only got 16 voters. We do have over 50 token holders. And this is one of the reasons that we're implementing that UMA KPI option to incentivize voting. It's another reason that we're doing that fun POAP design contest for this REtoken relaunch. So the only way that you're going to be able to get that POAP is to vote in Snapshot. So I'm going to go on mute, let everybody chime in some final thoughts, questions, anything like that before we call this a wrap for Coordinape. This is, well, and see, I messed up this POAP. We're actually, well, no, this is an old one. I don't even have the right one up here. Like, let me get the right one. We are in week 51, and here is the video thumbnail for tonight. Look at this. See, this is how uncreative I am. This is why I need people like Double D to create. See, look, the POAP looks exactly the same, right? Except for, see, I have no creativity, folks. True story. But anyway, we get some POAPs. I'm going to go on mute, let anybody else chime in some thoughts before we bring a wrap to this, and we'll have, feel free, like I said, Mrs. Yonks and I are quite accessible if you have any questions on this, or anybody else too, whoever you're feeling comfortable reaching out to. All of our leadership here and REtoken are all very helpful. So anyway, it's been great. Love these live streams. And I'm gonna do the visual countdown here, and then if nobody else chimes in, we will call this a wrap. And let's see what our next. I'll leave it up here. So we don't have any more planned activities. So this will be the final opportunity, probably for the most of you, where I can on a live stream say, have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate here.
Merry Christmas, everyone, and have a great holiday. Y'all be safe.
Thanks,
Happy
everybody.
holidays, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Good
Thank you.
night.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Good night.